Talking about musicians and cool things and stuff. It's the Harley and Josh Show. So do the talking about musicians. So did that?
Yeah.
Talking about musicians and cool things and stuff. It's the Harley and Josh Show. YouTube, iTunes, and Facebook. And and in my living room.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the end.
Yeah.
Goodbye. The end of 2019.
The end of a decade. The end of the teenies. Is it the teenies?
Yes, the tweens.
The tweens.
The tweens.
End of the tweenies.
The tweenies.
I think they were. No. I think that got cancelled years ago.
Yeah, they killed them.
Whoa, that got dark. Happy New Year, everyone.
Tweenies are all dead.
Merry Christmas.
So this is our last show for 2019.
Yeah.
Let's do a little recap of everything.
Everything, yeah.
Everything. But most importantly, what have you been doing for the last week? What'd you do?
Oh, I have been stressing.
I've
been getting ready to fly out tomorrow to the Deves, as we amongst
the
our...
Deves.
We've been, it's so casual now, we're just calling it the Deves. This is the Maldives for anyone who doesn't understand. It's the Deves. We're just heading down to the Deves. Cheeky holiday. It's not a holiday.
Cheeky days,
We're working in the Deves. So, getting everything ready, making sure that everything's going to be all right, that our guitars are going to be able to be allowed on the plane, and when we turn up, that they're all going to be in one piece.
That would help.
And nothing's going to be stolen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all.
There's those horror films of we call them horror films, but they're just viral videos
of guitars being thrown and absolutely crushed
by flight attendants and baggage carriers and stuff.
And I've been doing a bit of research from that for anyone who's wondering, the idea of having your guitar on a hold and that being not well looked after and stuff. These horror stories that you hear, they're nowhere near as common as you might think that they are.
You should hope, yeah.
Because you'll hear every time a guitar has been snapped in two, but you won't hear every time a guitar makes it to its location on time and nothing bad has happened to it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the same proverb that I absolutely love. Once I did good, and that twice I did good, and that I heard never. Once I did bad, and that I heard ever.
Oh,
it's just it's bad management if you're just sort of telling people only when they do wrong rather than when they're doing good as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's...
It's not shareable, though, is it?
No.
Somebody did a good job. Oh, that's boring, isn't it?
Yeah. That's not what people want to see. They want to see horror stories and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, how long are you in the Ball Deves?
We're in the Deves.
Bowl of Deves.
We're going to be there for about a week, kind of.
Amazing.
It's 7 days, but also with time differences and stuff. I got my hopes up with the flight because I was like, oh look, we leave off at 12 and we arrive at 4. It's only going to be a 4-hour flight.
That's nothing.
No, it's 4 a.m.
Oh.
So with the time difference, that's an 11-hour flight.
That's painful.
Followed by another 2 or 3 hour flight.
Yeah.
And then a cheeky trip on a speedboat.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Cheeky speedboat trip.
Giant speedboat.
Can you please get an Instagram story of Oscar doing a guitar solo on a speedboat?
Oh, yes.
For me.
like November Rain kind of wind in the hair style.
Just playing something from Baywatch, that'd be great.
So we're going to be taking Dan Oaten. We're going to be taking Dan Oaten with us, videographer extraordinaire.
Incredible.
So he's going to be getting some beautiful shots of us doing wonderful things.
Yeah, slow motion across the beach.
All of the things that he does well, he's going to do with our faces on, which maybe a down step. I don't know. Let's find out. So that'll be great. So we're all checked in. Everything's ready to go. But we are as soon as I finish here, I'm going to be running around collecting everyone's luggage, making sure that's all good to go.
What about are there certain medical checks you've had to go through?
Not for this one, no.
What about visa stuff?
Visas have been sorted out by the hotel. They've dealt with all of that from their side of things.
I suppose they must have lots of people coming in to work at the hotel from different countries all the time.
Yeah.
Because they are an island, so,
Yeah, that's it. It's luckily the agency do all the complicated stuff from that side of things. Dan had to check to see whether he was needed a visa for his work, but because he's not getting paid, it's kind of sounds a bit bad. But hey, he's going to the Maldives.
Exactly.
So he's happy to do it as a favour to us, and we will hopefully be able to
snap for his supper.
Repay him in other favours and future work.
Oh, okay, that's better. Second one maybe.
Where did you think I was going with that?
Future work is probably the same thing. So
what happens in the Deves stays in the Deves.
Amazing. So there's some really interesting stuff that goes on with having to sort of work in different countries.
Yes.
When you're a musician, especially like the amount of times that I've done it where you've had to go out and hire gear from those countries. Yeah. What about the gear that you're using?
So we're taking guitar, bass, and our pedal boards. That's all we need to take. We
Amazing.
are taking our in-ear system as well, so then we can all hear things.
No drum stuff?
No drum stuff. That is all out there.
Wow.
We spoke to the band.
Even sticks?
Who played... Yeah, we take our own sticks and stuff. We spoke to the band that played there last year, and they said, the system, what they've got there is basic, but it's really good.
Right.
It's nothing. It's not going to be high-end DW with top-end Zildjian stuff, but you'll hit it and it'll make the right notes.
Yeah.
And our amps and stuff are all covered. So.
What about PA? So the
PA's there with the sound crew.
Right,
so we'll hopefully have a team on site with us sorting out our things.
Sorry, we both giggled because Harley has videoed me doing the punchline for one of his famous jokes,
which I will tell one day.
One day on the podcast, it will take the entire podcast, but
yeah.
And we've just sent a video to all the tutors that we've worked with, and they all know. They know.
They just know.
If you know, you know.
Oh yes.
But yeah, so back to working abroad.
Yeah.
I mean the PA, I mean, like what we're used to now. I mean, there's so many bands that I see live, and their expectation of what a PA should be is very low. They'll just be like, we've got some Carlsberg things, and we'll just chuck them up there, and there'll be a passive speakers, with like a 3-band EQ on it, and maybe a gain knob, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Whereas we're used to, subs, tops, and
I think
line arrays sometimes.
I think this may be a line array gig.
Really?
From what the picture I've seen from last year's show, there'll be something similar to that, which would be nice. Yeah, so it should be good. It'll be good to not have to worry about that from our side of it.
So line array is just when you're basically putting the tops right next to each other in series, right? So that you can get a nice big spread as well. So you can get different frequencies will hit certain parts of the room better.
Yeah. It's a science. And I mean, people like these systems cost thousands and thousands.
Absolutely.
But the result, you have a lovely sounding gig, and
it's the same thing as you were saying earlier with the guitar thing. You only really notice the sound if it's bad live. I mean, we do get people coming up to us, and you get the same thing. Like, I mean, we saw Chart Attack, my family and I, on Christmas Eve, and it was wonderful. The sound was so good, and we were sitting there going like to each other like, it sounds really good, doesn't it? But because we're used to it as a family, like they've been to my gigs and they know
these are the things you look out for.
Yeah, so they've been to a lot of live shows, but people that are just like, that's just what it should sound like. They won't comment on it.
The only comments we've ever had is they go, "Oh,
vocals are a bit lost."
Yeah, guitar's too loud.
All the time. Whatever. Murray gets that all the time.
Yeah.
Like people will only comment on the sound if they've got something they didn't like about it. Half the time,
Yeah. So it's like, but hopefully no one will comment on the sound on these, because that means that they.
Do you have a sound engineer there?
There'll be a sound engineer. We're trying to decide whether there'll be a monitor engineer as well, because that would be nice, but I very much doubt it. Mm-hmm. That tends to be a much higher budget job, but we'll see.
They've got to pay the top American dollars.
Yeah. So
in the Maldives. So have you transferred all your money to dollars?
I'm just going to be using card out there. They take card, and I've already checked with my bank, and they said they'll allow me to use my card out there.
That's nice. So, that's a good point to check that first.
Yeah. So it should be good. It should be fun. And I think we're ready. I'm panicking. Like, I'm after
this. What's the weather
this.
Looking like?
I'm going. It's not great. Like thunderstorms.
But there'll be cool thunderstorms.
Oh yeah,
they'll be really cool ones.
My question is,
and the rain will be warm.
I don't want to bring up first world problems, but in a thunderstorm, is it safer to be in the sea
Ooh.
or in the hot tub
Ooh.
on a jetty next to the sea?
I'm going to go with the sea.
Yeah, I don't know. See, maybe.
Sea.
Sea.
I don't know. Yeah, because it's like electrics in a hot tub, isn't it?
There's electrics in the sea if lightning hits it.
It'll be like electric everywhere, I suppose. Mostly you. Well, it looks like you'll have a couple different days of nice sunny stuff.
Well, yeah, it looks like I think we've got one good day, which will be New Year's Day, so we'll be.
And there might be thunder and lightning. It's going to be sick.
Yeah, our villas are out to sea. They're on have I shown you a picture of them?
Can you?
I did.
Yes,
yeah,
you did.
I did. Yeah.
Oh, they look amazing.
They do look quite nice.
Can you please send me? I'm making lots of requests for your own holiday and working, but can you just at least try and search for some buried treasure on that island?
I'll give it a go. I'll bring some back. I can't guarantee I'll come. If I find it, I can't guarantee I'll come back.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be like, I'm made, mate. I'm staying here.
Exactly, Charlie.
Yeah,
I'm shipping you out. But yeah, that's amazing. So I kind of like bulldozed into your practice, the chart attack practice last Monday, and just seeing you guys.
Just a side note, apologies for those who tuned into the show and it wasn't on. That was out of our control, but we're making up for it now, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, so because we had that time free, I was able to watch Harley practice with the band, seeing all the different tracks they've got ready for the special Maldives New Year's Eve show. Yeah. The New Year's Deves.
New Year's Deves. Ooh, I like that.
You can use it. Let's give it lads on Deves. Gigging this week, Harley.
So
what's wrong with
I did I did a gig with Mementos at the golf club in Stowmarket. That was really good.
Oh, cool. What was that, a public or private thing?
Private thing. It was their Christmas party.
Ooh.
And then we also did Chart Attack's Christmas Eve gig, which was great. And I have to say thank you to yourself, Frankie, and your mum for coming along. It was a really good surprise to see you.
It was so strange for that to be the gig you played just before you go to the Maldives.
Yeah.
From Trimley.
Yep. Yeah.
To the Maldives. It's so weird. But yeah, I like... it was a nice early one, but I didn't know that Elliot, the singer, was going to be working on Christmas Day the next morning.
Yeah, 7 o'clock start. So I was home by 11 o'clock.
That's very good for a gig.
It was mad.
How long was the pack down then? So that was about 45.
Record pack down 45 minutes from the end of the gig to walking through my door.
That's great.
Which is very good. It was really nice. And I mean, we probably could have been quicker as well. We kind of finished our drink and we socialised a bit afterwards.
You got to have a little bit of fun.
It was really good. It was, what I was saying with Oscar, I was like, the thing is, once you get up on that stage, it's just a gig. Like, it is mad that you're doing these special gigs, but it's like, go back to your wah. It must have been amazing that point. But when you're on that stage, you're just doing your thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not really thinking about where you are. You look out and you're like, oh, the crowd's a bit different to what I'm used to because you're in a tent and not in a room or in a garden or whatever.
Or on a beach.
But you're still playing the same songs with the same people. Like it's familiar ground.
Rich Webb of WebTunes, who has guested on this show multiple times, always says that the gig is not the work; it's everything before and after is the work. On stage, like that's not what people are. People may think that's what they're paying for, but half the time, like if you could just turn up and everything's there for you, a lot of people would do that for free. Because if they've got a ready-made crowd, you didn't have to do any promo. You literally all you had to do was just turn up. I mean, the amount of times I've done that, I've just turned up to a party and somebody's like, get up on stage and play. I've never afterwards gone, pay me now.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I'm using somebody else's guitar and rig, and I didn't have to promote it.
Yeah, that's it. And you don't have to rehearse and all of that and pay for rehearsals because, as I've realised this month, they're quite expensive, especially when you have to do lots of them.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah, we've probably put about 150 quid into rehearsals alone.
Absolutely.
So,
and that's and like you've been frugal with that,
So we've kept it slim. So,
and also you've been using practice rooms that the people and everything. So Harley did stuff well done, buddy.
So what about yourself?
Oh, you want to know what I've done, Harley?
Always.
Oh, insert jingle here. What did I do? we're going to be loads of those.
Oh yeah, I think it's just going to be the same Christmas one.
Yeah, it's Christmas. So yeah, I had 3 gigs last week.
Ooh, that's busy.
I say last week, is it this week? No, it's last week. Depending on, so if you guys are listening to this, we recorded this on Friday the 27th of December, but I believe right now it is New Year's Day for you right now, if you're listening to it as soon as we've uploaded it, or it could be 2051 and the human race is all lizard people.
Yeah.
So, there was a time before, and there were musicians as well, before, that weird snake music and snake jazz that there is nowadays.
Oh, yeah. Good old snake jazz.
Yeah. What? So, I was at, on the Friday, I had a gig that I was really, really looking forward to, which was the Easttown Pirates Christmas Do. A big Christmas shindig they do every single year.
Oh, yeah.
Harley was there.
I was there, yeah.
So it was...
Briefly.
It was Jazz and the Buccaneers, my pirate band, Fisticuffs and Easttown Pirates. And it was my first gig I've played at the Steamboat on the stage that they've got there since they've moved everything back. I've done something there in the corner.
It's great, isn't it?
In a different part of the bar, but not actually on the stage. And it's completely changed the place, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brought it to life.
Yeah, and you've got a lot more space that you can stand in without having to be in the way of people and constantly shifting out of the way. I mean, you're constantly doing that anyway.
Yeah.
But it's less like you're in the way of the toilet. So you just
that's
or like
it.
You're in the way of the smoking area. But so we've got this this setup with the Buccaneers, which is not the best because we're so used to doing stuff acoustic. We do need to work out how to do it when we've got like a system there.
Yeah.
So what it ended up being, because I mean, we can DI the banjo and the mandolin and my guitar and my ukulele.
Yeah.
So that should be fine. It's the accordion needs a mic, and that's what I was most worried about. But the accordion was fine.
Accordion sounded great.
It sounded great, right? The banjo was going DI in, so that was fine.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be going DI with the mandolin and the acoustic guitar. The DI just didn't work.
Right.
They didn't have any other DIs. I'm not going to call out who was doing the PA, but it was awful. And they... what was it? And so we had to chuck a mic in front of whatever I was playing. Yeah. And for some reason, whoever was doing the PA just could not work a graphic EQ. They could not figure out what was feeding back. They had all the mics that were for the other bands still armed while we were playing.
Oh, right.
So the kick drum mic was still on while I was stomping on this stomp block.
Yeah.
And so that was just feeding back through the kick drum mic. I'd say to him, can you mute the kick drum mic, mute it. Just because then he just wouldn't do it. And just
unplug it.
Yeah, I'll just unplug it. It's a good idea. I should have done that. And so there was just, I don't know, all I could hear on stage was just like, doo, 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 doo. Yeah. Couldn't hear my guitar at all.
And it was also because obviously you want to perform as much as you can. And you still performed, which was great. But then also it's really hard to perform when you're miking up your guitar on a stand, because then you can't really move where your guitar is. So it's you feel like you're anchored in one place.
Yeah,
which
anchored.
Works for the Buccaneers.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we played a good set. Like I think we chose the right songs. We played a lot of our originals. We released "This Bird Has Flown," which is our first original single that we released for that particular gig. And yeah, Tom and Rich played really well. It was really nice to be able to sort of round up the year of the Buccaneers with that gig, because it was a good audience. They were all up for a good sing song. They were a cheeky bunch. I was getting nice and heckled, which is what I like. Yeah. For that kind of gig. So yeah, I do love that. Then it was Fisticuffs after that, and it was the first time I've seen them in 6 years, maybe something like that. So yeah, that was really good to see them. And they've got, I think they might have the best local Christmas song that I've heard. There are some really good ones. I was going to play one a couple last week. Yeah. There was Phil Jackson's,
of course,
Christmas song is really nice, that he wrote in 30 minutes. Recorded it for 30 minutes for I think it was for St. Elizabeth Hospice.
Oh, that's good.
So you can still buy that. And still raise money for the charity. But yeah, it's called "Let Me Feel Your Presence." by Fisticuffs. And
video courtesy of Unity and Music.
Oh, right, and it's on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh, you guys got to check this out. It's amazing.
It's very silly.
Harley's Unity and Music did the video, and it's just it's so silly. It's all innuendo, isn't it?
It's
innuendo.
Yeah,
just ridiculous.
It's just there are many lovely terminologies, which
but no swears, so it works on the radio.
Yeah, it's family friend.
I did one a Christmas song in college, and with a group of, because did you have that module in college where you had to write a Christmas song and record it?
No, but I remember your year's Christmas songs, and I really wish I tried to find some of them recently.
I've got one on CD somewhere.
Have you? I was trying to find the one that Matt did. I don't know if that was with your team. I can't remember. I remember Barnaby's one.
I can't remember that one either.
The Christmas it's Christmas, 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 Christmas time is here. I think that's what it was, or something like that.
That was Barnaby Courtney of world fame now.
World famous pop sensation.
Barnaby Courtney. And he wrote the best song back when he was about 16. So,
yeah, it was him and Kat, I think, sung it.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, that makes sense. Mine one was called "Grab My Sack, Baby Ho Ho Ho."
Yes,
it was Jingle Balls. It was So I think that's radio friendly.
Yeah, I mean, Santa's got a sack.
Nope. It was bright red.
It is if you grab it.
Yeah. Oh no. That was really great to see them perform that live, Fisticuffs.
Yeah.
But then East End Pirates was just great. It was really nice to see them. I mean, I've seen them the most out of a lot of bands this year, I swear. But it's still an awesome show.
Whenever they do a show, because they don't gig lots, it's a spectacle.
Yeah, and they got new guitarists.
Or as Rainer put it, it's a skeptical.
Skeptical. A receptacle, yeah. They new guitarist, no name change needed. His name for a pirate band is Drew Blood. That's his birth name.
That's his actual. Really,
his birth name is Drew Blood.
I did when Rainer said his name,
as in like Andrew, I suppose. But
when Rainer said he was Drew Blood, I was like, "Oh, that's a cool stage name." Didn't even think that was his real name.
Real name. I mean, Rainer's Rainer Terror, isn't it?
Yeah, boy.
But crazy. I like that a lot. But yeah, that was super awesome. The next day, I had 2 gigs, which are the last 2 gigs I had before Christmas. I had a private party for a birthday at St Andrew's Church. It was on Britannia Road in Ipswich near Coppleston.
Nice.
I'm surprised I was let in a church, but it's all good.
Didn't set fire.
No, burst into embers. Yeah, exactly. But that was really nice. It was like proper wholesome family party for somebody's 21st birthday. It was a surprise party as well.
Nice.
So they just turned up, and the problem was I was quite close to the door because the stage was quite close to the door, and I had to sort of get up on stage after we'd said surprise. So I was like the first person they saw when we're just like surprise, and I'm like, no, there's people here. Don't worry. This poor girl just being like,
thank you. Who are you?
Yes, exactly. I'm not sure if this is an abduction or a birthday party. Who knows? But yeah, it was a really nice vibes. There was these. It was big mix of age groups. So it was like grandparents, aunties, uncles, all that stuff. So we had the sort of 80-year-old ladies up dancing, which was really fun. But I also had these 3 kids. There were only 3 kids there, children, that were I think probably one's about 2, another one was about 4, another one was probably about 5.
Right.
And they just my problem is I just relate more with kids, I suppose, because I'm teaching all day. I'm just like, oh, this is normal.
Not
now.
that you're childish.
No, I am very childish. But they're while we're packing down the gear, they kept on throwing balloons at us. So
Brilliant.
Obviously I'm kicking them back, and Rich is just like, get the balloons off the stage while I'm here. So the problem is because I was kicking them back, they were like, okay, this is a game now. And then obviously I played the game.
Oh, did you lose the game?
I think you when you're playing a balloon game with kids, they will always have more energy than.
But what I mean is, have you lost the game?
Oh, here we go. I have now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were really sweet little ones. Like they were nice and hyper, but not to the point where it was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, I was just chatting and joking with the parents. And by the end of it, I was like, okay, goodbye, everybody. Thanks for having us. We'd packed everything in the van. She was like, one of the little ones was like, that's a cool van. I was like, don't talk to strangers with vans, please, buddy. Like, you've only met me now. She was like, can I see? I'm like, no, this is reinforcing bad behaviour.
This does not end well.
No, for anybody.
Not for me, but just like in future. Just don't, future lessons. I'm fine.
But that was, bless them. They were like, as I was leaving, two of them just latched onto my legs and wouldn't let me leave. They just sat on my feet and wouldn't let me go. They called me Dragon Man.
Because you were dragging them.
Is
that what it was?
I guess it was. I just came out of blue. They were just like, bye, Dragon Man. I was like, thank you, because I was trying to walk with them on my feet. The parents are like, I'm so sorry. They usually like people.
Or is it because they saw your hoard of gold?
Yeah, that was probably it. Yes, Smaug. But yes, so that was really nice. But we rocked straight from there down to the Three Wise Monkeys.
Nice.
Where we had a Lockabilly's gig with Rich Murray and I. That was a really nice end to the Christmas gigs.
Nice.
It really was, because it was absolutely rammed. And it was just, like... They've stopped doing gigs now.
Yeah, it's a real shame. It
sucks because I don't know. It was really well attended, but they said the reason was that there were a lot of bands just didn't do enough promo, and that there was like, I don't know, that it was noise stuff. They didn't know how to do their levels.
And the restaurants upstairs.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're prioritising that way too much.
Yeah,
way too much. But it's the thing, because we do really like gigging there, and I hope they have us back again. But I think they need to bring back some of the bands that have really brought crowds.
Yeah,
because they make it sound like, because they said, "Oh, you guys are the only people that really have the big crowds," and much as I appreciate that, but there's so many bands I've seen there that really feel about each other. Yeah, you guys nailed it there. Impilo nailed it there. Hot Tramp have done really good shows.
Hot Tramp did great.
Yeah.
And fair enough, they may have been a bit on the heavier side for what they wanted to have there, perhaps. But you can't argue with the results. The crowds
exactly
went wild.
I mean, you're a Hot Tramp crowd.
Caswell.
Yeah, Caswell, absolutely. Yeah, Angel.
Yeah.
So I just hope they bring it back again. I don't know what it was. I think maybe it's they're probably making it out to be something, but it's actually like a budget thing or whatever.
Potentially, yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, so that was a really nice little end to my gigging weekend, and that's what I did.
Nice.
But so let's get on to the real meat.
The reason why we're here
of the show. We wanted to do a big roundup of our 2019 and just talk about how great it's been. How great it's been to have the podcast and have all you guys listening to us as well. The amazing interaction that we've had from you guys on the games.
And as a thank you to every single person who listened, Josh is going to give every single person £100.
Oh, of salt.
It's still probably going to be quite expensive.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's actually more. I think of, yes.
I think the best thing to do is tell them all that I'm completely lying.
Completely. So, Harley, I think we should start with you.
Ask me anything. Yeah,
we're gonna round up. So if you guys want to know what we're going to be talking about, we're talking about the favourite gigs we've done, favourite gigs we've been to, as well as our favourite songs that have been released this year from artists that we've played on the show, and also our favourite lessons that we've learned and our favourite moments, musical moments. So, Harley, I think we should start with you. Well, what have been your favourite gigs?
The first one that I've got written here, which actually goes to what we were just talking about, was Chart Attack at the Three Wise Monkeys.
Wow, there we go. Wow.
That was a really good gig. It was really enjoyable. Not only because we were like, it was a fairly last minute booking, I believe.
Oh, really? Yeah.
We had a massive crowd there, a lot of familiar faces and a lot of new faces.
Do you remember if it was like a beginning of the month, end of the month kind of thing? Or
it was the 19th of January, so it was mid-month in January, and we filled it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's slim pickings as well, isn't it, for punters, for gigs and stuff in January, because everybody's watching the pennies.
Yeah,
venues included. So yeah,
it was a really good gig. We enjoyed it.
Perfect storm.
We got some great promo on there. Some of it's on our Facebook, and we really enjoyed it. But I think that was a point where we'd learned a new song just for that gig. And we had one rehearsal, and then we played it, and it was like, cool. We've developed a good formula.
Nice.
We had fun with it. The crowd really got into it, and we were like, these are the sort of public gigs that we want to be doing, because we're now at the point where we're kind of picking and choosing the gigs that we want to do.
Good.
And doing the gigs that if they're not necessarily financially lucrative,
right,
can still be a good show that's fun for us, but also shows people what we're about.
Actually, I've noticed a lot that with Three Wise Monkeys shows, I actually get a lot more social media interaction from those gigs than I get from others.
Their online presence is really good.
Yeah,
but
the thing is, like, afterwards, it's kind of a good gauge afterwards is to see how many people have looked up the page and liked it, or followed you on Instagram, or or listened to you on Spotify, and the Three Wise ones have been really, really good for that.
Great, that's really good.
So I guess it's probably been similar for you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that the only of your favourite?
No,
give us loads of your favourite gigs,
so,
Harley.
I got Lockabilly's at Cosmic Puffin.
That was fun, wasn't it?
It was great fun. I always say, like, I do one token gig with you a year, and it always just happens that there's always once. Like, for the last 3 years, I've played with you once a year.
It's true.
I did twice, but that was once in the same day, so that doesn't really count.
It was, wasn't it? It was. But that was Be Natural and at the Felix Stowe Art on the Prom, wasn't it?
That's it. It was nearly 3, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah. But I think one of them got cancelled or something.
Yeah, but that was a great fun gig. It was festivals at their best.
Yes,
festivals. It was hot. It was sweaty. It was everything that a gig should be.
Yeah, stank of illicit drugs,
of course, and
there's sawdust everywhere as well.
Sawdust, hay, all of that.
Yeah.
And it was great fun. It was just a really enjoyable show. Had a lot of fun gigging with Rainer, which doesn't happen enough.
Oh, it doesn't, does it? You get the mementos every once in a while.
Yeah, and it was just a real fun gig. And
was it a scout hut, wasn't it?
That's it, yeah.
It was like a camping
in
ground.
Mersey Island, wasn't it?
Mersey Island, yeah.
So, yeah, that was a great one. And the other one I've got here is Class Act at the Shamrock. Now, this year has seen the birth of Class Act. We've done a few gigs.
I was at that one.
Were you at that?
I was at that one.
Yes,
Bronwyn turned up at the end.
Yes, that was it. And that was kind of it. Like, oh wait, maybe no. I'm thinking actually the one a little while after that.
Ooh,
just because it was last minute booking. We had like 3 days to do it.
Right.
Bronwyn again turned up halfway through the night because she was working. She said she'll come along for the second set and take the lead on some of the songs on the second set. But it was a little bit like it was thrown together. And we absolutely nailed it. And it had that energy of this is thrown together and everyone fed off that kind of that live energy. It was a real live gig. And that was a really good fun show.
Got any more Class Act gigs coming up?
We've got some coming up. I don't know when they are. They are
like private parties and stuff like that next year.
Yeah, we've got some public ones as well.
Cool.
Also, some at the Railway, some at the Shamrock again. Rob's been doing a great job of booking stuff. And
nice.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
That'll be a problem. Yeah, they are fun gigs. Those ones, like you guys have got a good set list on that one. I mean, there's songs that you will be very used to hearing bands cover, but because they're all actually professionals doing it, that's the thing. Because like there's so many times that you'll go to a show and you'll hear like Crazy Little Thing Called Love or Mr. Brightside or something like that, but they'll just be like a pub band. These guys aren't pros.
Yeah. and Rob and Bronwyn bounce off each other really well. You get a certain energy from those two on a stage together.
I can imagine, yeah.
And
banter.
it's just...
I actually just haven't seen them on stage because like every single time I've seen you guys, well, once, it was no Bronwyn.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, Bronwyn is just a massive ball of energy, but Rob feeds off that really well.
Absolutely.
And so that's going to be great.
So is that your top 3 gigs, is it?
That's been my top 3, yeah.
Top 3?
Yeah.
I mean, what's number 1? What do you think was number 1 of those 3 gigs?
Oh... I think for me, it'll be the Three Wise Monkeys gig, just because it was just a really great crowd, a great energy.
A band that you've worked really, really hard
for. That's it.
For.
And it was the coming together of it. It was at this point we'd just gone on the books with the agency and we'd had our first booking come in like the day before. So we were all feeling very positive and great about ourselves. And it really just showed on stage that we were all in a very good place and really looking forward to what the year had to bring to us.
Absolutely. I think I'm gonna. Oh, that's the thing is because I've got so many here.
Have you?
I've got so many here that are like top gigs for me.
Are you gonna just pick 3, or are you gonna go?
I'm just gonna list them out, and maybe we'll whittle them down.
Okay.
So, I mean, straight off the bat, it's got to be Glastonbury. Get your klaxons out.
Well, now.
Vuvuzelas? No, all of it sounds bad. It was obviously just it was a really, really good year this year. It was really tight. We'd practiced quite a lot.
Yeah.
And it was Rainer's first time there. and we all just had a really, really good time together.
Yeah.
And Frankie was there with us this year, so
That's nice.
not only did I have my lady with me, enjoying herself, she was also helping us out with the merchandise. So
that's great.
Extra person,
Having someone on side to kind of just spread the word.
I never have that. I never have that at any of my gigs, let alone the big ones. So having somebody there, it really does make a big deal. I mean, like in one of the shows, I think we made like 150 quid on merch.
That's great.
Just in one of the gigs.
Oh.
So it shows just having that person there, because at the end, is always relying on people coming up to me while I'm packing down, asking for merch. And
well, thank you, Frankie.
Yeah, thank you, Frankie.
Thank you.
So after that, I'm going to say Cosmic Puffin as well.
Yeah.
Cosmic Puffin was really fun to play with you and Raina. Just nice to hang out. And also, we sat around the fire as well for a little while afterwards.
My clothes stunk for days after
that. No, we didn't burn any of the gear, don't worry. Just like we did a full Pete Townsend.
Yeah.
There was that one. And also Cosmic Puffin indoors, which was their gig at Coda.
Yep.
Which was quite late on in the year, actually. I can't remember actually what it was. But that was really, really fun. It was very recent. I want to say October, November time.
I think it was, yeah.
But yeah, that was really, really fun. Like my first gig in Coda, and that's a very new venue. I think that only opened up this year as well.
Mid this year.
Yeah, so great lineup on that. So not only did I get to get to play in front of all these amazing bands that I love, we headlined one of the stages.
Amazing.
Stagings. And it was just a really nice vibe, because it was all raising money to help actually one specific family.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was they were just helping out their kid who was having to stay in hospital, and lots of people there with like solidarity, which is really
amazing.
Nice. But the sound was really fun on stage. Like I got to hear everything.
I think you commented on the time how good the sound was.
It was, considering
it was a multi-band show.
Yeah, I mean,
always
apart
makes
from
things harder.
the bass for some reason just would not stop distorting, so Murray had to skip over to electric bass.
Okay.
So there was something really dodgy about that. This year I think the double bass pickup has finally just given up.
Yeah,
it's just like gone like, no, I can't cope with this anymore. I've been slapped and tickled for like 4 years, so yeah, I've got to just die now. But yeah, don't take that clip out of context. That's going to sound really weird. After that, I'm going to say Bures Music Festival.
Yeah,
really good stage on that one. That was the first time I'd actually seen the Iron Boot Scrapers.
Right,
we've played on the show before. The Edwardian rock band.
Yeah,
and there I made a connection with them, so we played with them at the Railway later on that year.
Yes,
but it was a really nice stage. Again, we sold a good amount of merch at that one. Everybody was really up for a good time. And having a good party. So that's one that I'm sort of gauging it on, really, is like, because each one we kind of our playability will go up and down. Like some gigs will play really well, and there'll be nobody caring. That you'll play really badly, but there'll be a crowd that's already zhuzhed up, so they're ready for it. You don't. There'll be points where I miss a beat, and I'll look around and nobody cares. They're still dancing. So so that one, on that note, like Bures, Old Hall, East Berghull, that was the end of a very busy day. We'd had 2 gigs in Harwich, then 1 in Saxmundham, and then we finished off in East Berghull. And the crowd was amazing. We played, and then it was the downsetters after us.
Nice.
It was their 40th anniversary, I want to say. It was like kind of like not a commune, but like a community housing kind of thing.
Yeah,
where lots of people live together and help each other out. So there was everybody was just really, really up for a good night, and it was I was chucking it down at points, and loading up. It was in a big marquee, and the system was good. The guy doing the sound was really fun. I can't remember his name. I think his name was Tony. He was just a big aged hippie, just really chilled out. Like everything you asked him, he'd know what you're talking about, which is always good. What else? Oh yeah, just like that one. So the thing that I've been doing a lot more of this year has been going out into the crowd mid-show and giving people free CDs for their best dance moves. And that's been really fun, because like if you just egg people on with a free gift. It's bribery, but it's quite nice.
The best kind.
You get in the crowd and you get amongst the people having a good time. It feels like you're less detracted from it. So just like that, Maui Wowie was really fun. We played on the main stage and had a really good crowd, great sound, a nice quick turnaround and changeover. Again, that was the most money we'd actually made on merch.
Nice. Do you know a figure?
I think that was about 170 quid. Something
That's
like
really
that.
good.
Yeah, so that was really, really good. And we sold out of a bunch of stuff.
That's cool.
Just really nice. I mean, you don't expect. I mean, that's because I lowered everything to a $5 this year. So T-shirts, CDs, everything. They're all just a $5 each. So just
top class deals you can get here at Lockabilly shows. I mean, £5 for a T-shirt with branding on it, mate.
You don't need January sales. You don't need this Black Friday stuff. Just come to a Lockabilly's gig, mate.
Although
stocking fillers.
Buck Fridays for Buccaneers merch.
Oh yeah, Buck Friday. I haven't got anything yet. I want to get some badges or some little tea towels or something like that, like that East Ham Pirates did or something. That'd be fun.
Socks.
Oh yeah, socks. Suck it to him. But so that was a really fun one. We played on Ipswich Cornhill, right in the centre of town.
Yes.
While people were shopping for when Ed Sheeran was down. That was a really nice sort of moving crowd. They had people up and dancing in the middle of the town centre. On like just a Saturday during the day, when people aren't drinking or they're just up for a dance. So that was good. When we played at Isaac's with the Buccaneers, that was really packed out in that sort of front bit. Everybody was up singing along. And there was a really good mix of family and friends there. There was just there was so much love in that room, and there was lots of people that had just happened onto the gig. They were like, "Oh, this is on," and then by the end of it, they were like, "This is my new favorite band."
On.
Yeah, this is on.
You've had a very busy year. This is great.
Absolutely right. We had the Freston Boot fireworks.
Oh yeah,
which was really fun with the Buccaneers. They had this little sheep hut at the back.
And when was that?
Good question. November the 5th. I was just going to say that. I think it was actually slightly after that. But yeah, there was the fireworks, but there was. I think what made it a big gig for me was that a kid afterwards got carried up to me by his dad. Said, "Go on, ask him what he asked me." He said, "Excuse me." I was like, "Yes." Like, "Are you a real pirate?" I was like, "Yes, I am." Just scaring a child, but no, he's just like little magic in his eyes. He was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Yeah." So there we go. That's one of the reasons why you do fun novelty bands, is because it just makes kids believe in magic,
and it proves. Sometimes it's okay to lie to kids.
Yeah, little white pirate lies.
There's the take home.
There we go.
It's okay to lie to kids.
Yeah, when you try to give them some magic believing things, maybe not so much. Again, back to the van thing. Just stay away from that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played at the Hamford View Centre, which is near Harwich, which is really nice because we played on this stage that they'd had made outside. It's like a vintage tea room, and we played on the stage that looked out over the river, and you could see Felixstowe docks. It was so weird because we travelled 45 minutes to get there, and I was like, I could swim there from here. It's just ridiculous. Really nice lights at the time. Once it got to night time, there was a really big crowd. They were making pizza especially, and just everybody got really into it for just a duo show, just me and Rich.
Oh, great!
But that was another very blistered finger by the end of that one. Unity Festival was really fun. It was the same people that do Wow Festival in Burston. And some of the same people that do Maui Wowie as well.
Great.
And again, we just had somebody storm the stage and dancing with us, but not being annoying, if that makes sense. So we just had like
respectful stage.
Yeah,
storming.
just a couple of women just jumping on the stage and having a dance, and people knew them in the crowd, so they were up for it, and they really helped the crowd to sort of relate. That's
kind of cool. Breaks that barrier down.
It does. It really does. Last one was playing with the Good Times Republic, Good Times Republic, which was just a very highly polished, rehearsed show that we'd worried about a lot, and then at Maui Wowie they just went off. They really enjoyed it, and so I was really happy with that.
Amazing.
All right. So
congratulations. That's
Thanks.
some good gigs.
I think probably top one. Let's see if I can pick my top one. I might have to pick Maui Wowie, I think. Glastonbury was obviously amazing, but that wasn't our first time at Glastonbury. This was our first time at Maui Wowie.
And it is a very special festival.
It was an amazing festival.
Yeah.
So,
fair enough.
Anyway, so what about the favourite gigs you've been to, Harley?
Oh. I missed this one when we were prepping.
Oh my goodness! I mean, but the way that I found it, I mean, I recommend this to everybody listening in. Just go on your Facebook or and just go to the past gigs, like past events, sort of thing, and just sift through. Like some of the gigs you've been to. I mean, a lot of the time there'll be stuff that you've attended or interested on, and it'll put that up there, or even stuff you've been invited to that you actually didn't go to. But it's a nice little trip down memory lane to sort of like wrap the year up, because there's so many gigs that I looked at that I went to that I'd forgotten about. I was like, oh wow, yeah, I forgot that was an incredible gig.
Yeah, there's been so many. I mean, I've really enjoyed being at gigs this year. Perhaps been less busy doing gigs this year because we've been a bit more.
Yeah, like going for the more well-paid gigs rather than just doing lots of small, lesser paid ones.
And, being in a slightly kind of different place than I was
last year.
Professionally, I've been a bit more busy and not able to go to as many gigs.
Right.
But I did one gig I really enjoyed.
Is this going to be your top one? Or is it just a shining example?
Shining example of a great gig that I had, which is quite funny. It was the first time I went to a gig with my girlfriend.
Ooh.
Which was quite funny because I went to see the Colourblind Hedgehogs at the Black Horse.
Yes, I remember.
Which was very funny because Rob, who knows Charlie, didn't know we were dating, and we got to watch him work out that we were dating on stage, which was quite funny, which was great. That was entertaining, but it was really nice because Hogs have got a great following, of which a lot of those people I know through various walks, and it was good to see a lot of people I hadn't seen for a long time.
Yeah,
that was a really good part of it, and they did get me up to sing a song, or to play bass on a song.
Oh, brilliant!
Because Trenchy needed a wee.
Do you remember what the song was?
Rock and Roll, Led Zepp.
Oh, yeah, good.
And it was kind of nice.
Original key?
I don't know. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
We do that in the Lockabillies. I can't sing it in the original key.
No, it's very high. Yeah,
I can't do it.
Yeah. So that was probably going to be one that reminds me that I enjoyed just because of the atmosphere. It was absolutely packed. It was good fun, and I got to play. Because it's not a gig unless I can just get on stage and feed my own ego.
Yeah, exactly. Is that like what we said earlier, and not being paid for it? So.
Yeah.
That's good. No, that's nice. I mean,
but I didn't have to do any set up or pack down. So
that's the best. That's the best. And then you get to go home with your girlfriend at the same time as each other. Yeah, which doesn't happen.
No. It's usually I'll see you at home.
I'll see you at home while you're asleep, and I'll crawl into bed.
And I hope to God I don't wake you.
Yeah. Well, Frankie's terrifying if I wake her up.
Oh yeah.
Well, not so much like she's mean to me, but if I like...
Does her head do a full 360 and vomits everywhere?
Soup, yeah. But no, like, she's gotten better at it. But a lot of the times when I'll sort of walk in at like 2 a.m. after I've just sort of packed down, and if I make a creak, she'll sit up in bed and she'll go... And like, the first time it happened, it was terrifying because like she's just going and I'm going I'm just going, it's me. She's like, oh, okay. I just couldn't stop laughing after that because we were both just sitting there like idiots going what? So yeah, that was.
What about you?
It's been a very busy year of gigs, and to pick the best ones would be really, really hard. I've picked a handful.
Okay.
Luminous Bodies. I saw Luminous Bodies with my cousin in London. My cousin Sam, shout out. Luminous Bodies are a great sort of doom stoner. Sort of grungy kind of really groovy.
Did we play them on the show?
We did, yes.
Are they on the Harley and Josh show playlist?
They are in the Harley and Josh show playlist on Spotify. Follow it, ladies and gentlemen. They put on a great show. Got two drummers. Nice. I put my earplugs in. I said to my cousin, I was like, "Do you want some earplugs?" He's like, "Nah, I'll be fine. The band starts up and you just see him just go, "Oh no, give me the earplugs." Two drummers. So yeah, that was great. Them and Golden Legacy at the Macbeth in Hoxton.
Yeah,
great little venue, even if it is £5 for a can of Red Stripe. But you know, then I got to see Ashton Jones and Motherfunker quite recently, a couple of weeks back at Cult.
Yep.
Amazing band.
Yeah,
just so tight. Motherfunker. I saw them play. It was the lineup was Ben Diffley, Alfie Mymark. We had crikey. Well, obviously Ryan Ryan Barker on the guitar and Vanya Lima on the vocals.
Yeah.
Who was playing? Yes, it was Matt Keane.
Matt Keane, yeah.
And he's great. Keno.
Good old Keno.
He's great. Played it really well. But Ashton Jones, like, I'd listened to the album and I knew a bunch of the songs, and I was like,
into it.
Can they pull this off live? And they really, really did. It was absolutely rammed. They made a lot of money on merch, and there were a lot of good fans that were there willing to support new original music.
That's great.
So that was great. I had Mohair, my cousin's band, so different cousin, but I was hanging out with the same cousin watching that gig.
Okay.
This was last week at what was it? It used to be called the Flag, but it's now an O'Neill's in Watford.
Yeah.
And Mohair was my cousin's band while I was growing up, and they had a reunion show this year.
Yeah.
And all the songs I knew all the words to. They're amazing. If you guys can check them out. Mohair. They don't make stuff anymore. They're gigging every once in a while maybe, but they're on Spotify, and they've just got this album just called Small Talk, which is just one of the best pop albums I've ever listened to. Each song is just such a banger, very memorable and very well written. Nice. So that was good. Just a weird thing where you're like, I walk into a room constantly. I walk into rooms constantly and just sit there and go, why am I in here?
Yeah.
What did I forget? I'm late. Why am I forgetting things right now? But yeah, I can still remember all the lyrics to all those songs that I haven't listened to in like 12 years.
Yes.
So dumb. Okay. So East Ham Pirates, their Christmas gig that we played with them, the Buccaneers, that was really good because the crowd at East Ham Pirates gigs they're a bunch of weird looking, great gruff punks, but it's just it's such a family vibe. Whoever turns up, there's no judginess. Everybody's always up for a good time with each other, even if you are just shouldering and elbowing people in the face constantly. Not being mean.
No.
And I'm O'Maddy. I played with O'Maddy.
O'Maddy.
In Chelmsford at the basement. And there wasn't many people there, but I really love O'Maddy, and I got to just hang out with them for a bit. And they got me up on stage to play O'Maddy.
Oh, really?
It was a really nice kind of like just. Yeah, all the bands got up to play that one song.
Yeah.
And I knew all the words as well, which helps. So again, we love gigs where we turn up and we get asked to play.
Oh, yeah.
But that was good. But I'm going to say my top gig of the entire year that I went to see were the All-Star Students for their Christmas concert.
Yeah.
Because it was their first gig for a lot of them. It was just me, Raina, and Ashley giving them guidance. So we just had such a laugh with them. They really came out of their shells. Some of them that hadn't performed before, even smiled on stage, really shone. Their parents were there. Some of them were crying. It's just, I love watching people cry. So feed up, yum, 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 yum. No, but it was a really nice bit of kind of, I don't know, it was like an affirmation of the work we'd done that year and also of the work that these kids had done and how far they'd come and how many friends they'd made. So yeah, those are my old favourite gigs that I've been to this year. Harley, what's your favourite musical moment of the year?
I really struggled to find this, and I wrote when I was writing all this down last night. I wrote Jesus Christ, no idea. So it's a bit of a struggle. I've got so many like mad moments, and I think my best memories will be of my top gigs that I did.
Top gigs, yeah. Okay.
Because I'm just gonna pull a cop out and I'm watching the clock a little bit. So if I sit here and go,
pulling the cop, right?
Watching the clock.
No, you said pull a cop.
That's weird. What the?
That's not getting cut out. But yes, all right. Well, those favourite gigs. So you reckon same thing again? Three Wise Monkeys. All that culmination of work.
Yeah, the Cosmic Puffin.
Yes, us playing that.
You know the fun times with Class Act.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, that's good. I'm going to say the kids' performances. I mean, that's again. I'm double dipping here. Because of just getting all the parents singing Last Christmas with them, Whamageddon, not Last Christmas / Slayer, which we would love to put.
We'll put a link in the description just because otherwise that has no context and makes no sense.
Angel of Death across Last Christmas, amazing. But also, it was a musical moment because I was sung to, but it was my 30th birthday. All my friends, including Harley, all waited in my conservatory, shot confetti at me.
Yep.
Which I'm still cleaning up these days. And sang happy birthday to me for my 30th birthday. It was just such a big surprise. A lot of musicians there, so there were harmonies and everything.
Yeah.
And just
I have to say, from where we were, bearing in mind how many musicians there were, could we sing happy birthday Like it ended well, but it started in about 3 different places.
Because everybody you have to get one of those pitch pipes out, like. Yeah. Okay, that's our note.
I heard a story the other day on another podcast, Scroobius Pip's Distraction Pieces, and they were talking about what has made them laugh the most this year.
Right.
And Scroobius Pip, says the thing that made him laugh was a thing that he did himself. He was with some mates. He was in London on the tube, and they were sitting on the tube, and all the lights went out.
Oh.
And silent. And he went, "Happy birthday."
The whole tube just started singing.
And it was just like, it was just one of those things. When the lights go out, you'd be just like,
oh, where's the
cake?
The candles. Exactly right. And
he said the funniest thing is nobody laughed.
Which made it even joined
funnier.
It. That's just London, isn't it? Harley.
Yes.
What about your favourite songs that we have played on the show this year, or even ones that we haven't played on the show this year? Just any top songs.
All of these are available on the Harley and Josh Spotify playlist.
Ooh, please follow.
And I'm going to go with these.
Nice.
And I will explain them very quickly.
Are they in order?
Yeah. No, they're in order. They're in order of when they were put up, because I started at the bottom and worked my way down.
Yes, fair.
So, Bang, influential.
Oh yes.
Bang, sadly not a band anymore.
R.I.P.
This was the
Bang, and the band is gone.
Sorry. Josh is Oscar Charlton. It was his band, his passion project that he did, and it was really kind of technical, clever pop music, really funky. Influential was just a really great, catchy song. They played at the Independent Venue Week in February at the Music Room, supported by Joe Gibbings, who I played with. And that's the first time I saw them. It was just an amazing show.
I was there for that one as well.
Yes, you were.
That was great.
It was a great show and really enjoyable. And yeah, that song just really it's just made me happy.
Good.
So there we go.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, this well-crafted songwriting.
Another one, keeping the love within the room. We got Josh Locke, Demons.
God. Yeah,
because I just love the sound of that, the vintage sound. I love the bass work on it.
Because you played it masterfully.
Yeah, I did enjoy playing on that one, but it was really good because I felt it was a performance that I was really happy with.
Good.
From my point of view. Great, because I find it easier to play on songs that I didn't write, because I can be told how they're supposed to be played, whereas if you write them yourselves, you're like, is that the right things? It's got no one telling me it's wrong.
We all kind of had some freedom on that one. But this is the thing, because like there is one of those writing techniques that I do, which is just going on Logic and just recording all the parts and then giving it to people. And that has worked in the past, but with this one I was a bit more like, okay, so there's your skeleton, do something you like with this.
Well, and with this one you were like, well, there's your demon.
There's your demon.
That was great, and all the recording that came out of that is just awesome. So check that out if you haven't. And the other one was an artist that I wasn't familiar with beforehand, and you went, here's a song by an artist called Gabriella, and it's called "Hey!" And it was, and we talked about how. When we talked about this off air, and I was like, I was expecting this to be like a singer-songwriter kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
acoustic.
Singer
cajon. With
a guitar, stuff like that. And just the layers and the production value of it was just incredible. There's beautiful bass line, and it just completely kind of went, oh, okay, it's just get out of my preconceived notions just because of the name.
Yeah, that was the name, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was the thing. I mean, what was the wonderful game that you came up with?
Okay,
air,
we should maybe do this as a thing.
We're going to do this as a thing.
I thought of it, Soul Factory.
Soul Factory. As a band name.
Yeah, as a band name. Naughty's black metal band. Or like funk band with like a 7-piece funk band.
It could be either. Soul Factory. Oh, Soul Factory.
They could support Spider-Vein. Or Aston Jones.
Good. I mean, is this the same band that just changes styles? Or they just change the logo?
Like Carnival and Coal style.
If you guys can think of some, like if you listen to us on YouTube, comment a band name that you think could be one of 2 different genres.
Yeah.
Or We'll do it on Facebook.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll make a game.
Make a game.
Go on, Matt. What are your 3 favourite songs?
Oh, goodness me. So that is really tough. I have been doing the 12 tunes of Christmas on our Harley and Josh show page, and there have been some really good songs on there. So if you want to listen to some of the best music that has been released and played on Harley and Josh show this year, go over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Harley and Josh show, and you'll find videos and song links for all of them. We haven't finished that yet. No. I've got a bunch more in the bag that I'm releasing. So I have come up with 3, and it's been quite difficult. So I'm not sure if they're the best. They are. Okay, they are the best. First one is "Who Do You Think You Are" by Angel.
Yeah.
Production by.
That's been a kind of. I feel that's been an anthem of 2019 around the local music scene.
Absolutely, it was. Yeah, this is sang it in loads of different festivals. Had her students and people that she's been helping out with coming up on stage and doing it with her. And I was part of the music video for that one as well. So that was really fun, just like helping set up, and I make a little cameo in there as well. So yeah, it's just really well produced. I mean, it was actually, we're talking about being songs that were released in 2019 because this is actually written last year, I believe. Yeah. Because Impilo had been playing it live a bunch, and I'd played it on stage with them as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a good release. Red Cactus Media did the video, and it was all at the Robert Basiti think tank. So just great song, great. I don't know. It was like, I think it was one of the first rap tunes she'd ever written, and it's her most popular.
Amazing.
So that one. I'm going with Skinwalker by Spidervane.
Yes.
My favourite one of theirs, is not Skinwalker. Like, my favourite one of Spidervane. The problem is it was released last year. But it was living in the past.
Yes.
So, I mean, technically, we're living in the
Honourable
past anyway.
mention.
Honourable mention. But
you will be able to see Spidervane touring next year with Soul Factory.
Soul Factory.
Yes.
But the Skinwalker, they started off the last gig I saw them, which is at the Smokehouse, with Skinwalker.
Yeah.
And it's just the way they adapted it live was such a good. It was just such a good performance piece. It has a great intro, has a great breakdown, and then comes back to the riff really, really well.
Nice.
So yeah, that's available on the Spotify, etc. So check it out. We've also I'm going to pick my top song released this year.
Go on.
Is "Preaching" by Hot Tramp.
Now
that album, Rock and Roll Philistines, is just so well produced, so well written.
Yeah.
But the first song, "Preaching," just gave me chills. Like when it drops, because it starts off with like the classic Hot Tramp kind of deep South riff coming from Lewis. That's like a soft, quiet intro, but with Josh Carr kind of like screaming these like kind of like commandments at you, and then suddenly it just drops, and the production is so good, and it just gave me chills. That's the only song really that's given me full on body buzz this year. So yeah, if you haven't listened to that song, check it out. It's "Preaching" by Hot Tramp, and that's going to be on our Spotify playlist. I'm just going to put it up there.
Nice. Yeah Great.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Okay, last question here, Harley.
Yeah.
To wrap up 2019, what is your favourite lesson that you've learned this year?
Okay.
As a musician.
My lesson I've learned. This has been particularly, in some ways, has been a hard year for some of us in our music circles.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone a lot of changes professionally into sort of where I earn my money or how I earn my money, and I think the kind of the take home that I've taken from this is to not put your eggs in one basket.
Right. As a profession, or?
As a profession, as a freelancer, I was earning majority of my work in one walk of life, and when that kind of collapsed, I was like, I'm lucky that I've got the band that's giving me some income.
Yeah.
I've got other like teaching, private tuition and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've filled the gap with other work. But as a freelancer, if you kind of put all your work into one thing, or working for one company, or for working for one thing, it's very easy to leave yourself exposed if that for some reason stops for a reason out of your power.
Let's speak frankly here. Are we talking about the Rock Project?
Yes, we are.
We are talking about the Rock Project. We haven't really talked about that.
No.
We're not going to go into detail because some people listening in will know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But the Rock Project, which is a rock school, stopped in April for us this year under circumstances that we can control and sad circumstances that we really wish hadn't happened.
No.
And that really hurt us.
Yeah.
Like personally as well as professionally, and we all had to find more work and
other means of living.
And also, it did kind of hurt us in the public eye as well.
Yeah.
Because it became public knowledge why everything went down. And it kind of tarnished our names with it. So we really had to do some work to get ourselves in people's good books. And we all did it.
We all just dealt. We all, it's nice. I really hope that, it seems like we've all kind of found our way and done what we see is the right thing to do to kind of get us to that next stage of financial stability and general happiness outside of
general happiness.
Salute. Yep.
There was. I think you've done really well with that. You've really diversified what you can do. I mean, you've always been talented in lots of different parts of the music industry. You've planned gigs, you've done sound for gigs, you've done just so many different areas of management and sort of planning how bands work. That it's just applying that to lots of different parts of the industry. Nicely done, mate.
Thank you very much, man.
I couldn't really. I kind of got two different lessons that I feel like I've learned.
I'll allow you to have two.
Oh, good. I think it's looking back on advice that you've been given in the past that you've ignored. Mm-hmm. There's so many times that, to be honest, the covers band thing. I remember my parents telling me when I was like, I want to be a musician full time. They're like, well, you should get a tribute band or a covers band going on. I was like, nah. Yeah. Nah, I want artistic integrity or something stupid, and it came until it didn't come until I myself told myself I should be in a covers or tribute band. And it's a very stubborn way of looking at it, really, because there's you do need to come to decisions yourself. But sometimes I could have had a drop on a lot of things if I'd have listened to people beforehand and just thought, okay, that might not have been my idea, but that's still a good idea and I should run with it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, we've built this from the ground up. We built this city on rockabilly.
Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
We built this silly.
Silly on rockabilly. But yeah, it's. If I'd have started doing it ages ago, I probably would have been even further. So I don't know. I think that's my lesson, is just to when people give advice, don't sit there and think, but that's not what I would have said.
Yeah.
Really deconstruct it before you either.
That's what outside advice is the advice that you wouldn't have thought of.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, don't think about it deeply before you either take it on board or dismiss it completely. Yeah. And also. Collaboration, there needs to be. That's one thing I want to do. Taking going forward, I want to do a lot more collaborative writing. I've been doing some stuff with the Lockabillys because the last album the last two albums have been written and recorded by me. I mean, not all the parts on the second album, but I wrote the parts and tell people to record it. But it just does take a bit of fun out of it if you are not collaborating and having fun with people and writing a song.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's really important.
So basically, your lessons can, if you were to condense into 3 words,
right?
Maybe 4.
Oh, here we go.
Stop, collaborate, and listen.
I just got vanilla iced. 2019 has been vanilla iced.
What a way to end off the decade, huh?
Exactly, man.
Welcome to 2020.
Exactly. I think, well done, Harley. I think my sort of final thoughts for the year is that a lot of the time as a musician or as a creative, what we're doing is we are leaving milestones when we create, when we write music, when we do anything creative, like if it's a painting or whatever, just as a sort of like, I was here marker on your life, leaving stuff behind that once you're gone, then that stuff will still be there. Like you still actually did it. And I think that's going to be something that we've all got to do a bit more of next year.
Definitely.
Just leaving milestones and time capsules.
Being aware that we're doing that.
Absolutely. So, Harley, I want to thank you for another lovely 2019.
Yeah, thank you for an amazing year.
Yeah, it's been really, really good.
It's been good.
Lots of fun times, lots of laughs. If you guys want to listen to it, it's all over our podcast on network on iTunes, and we are on YouTube and Google Podcasts and anywhere that your mum can find a good podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so. Harley, the next show that you'll be on won't be for a little while because the man is a very busy guy.
So I'm going to be doing. I will be. So when are we looking?
Calendar hippos.
Calendar hippos. Okay, so I will be next on the 13th, Monday the 13th
of January.
Yes, that's just over a week's time.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm going to run away.
Yeah.
And be a real
tour.
Pirate out to sea.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
For 7 weeks.
Oh, all right. Somebody's got it. So we're going to be...
You told that kid you're a real pirate, right?
I did. Context, man. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to next year. We're going to be having lots of different guests along with Harley and me. So please do stay tuned to the podcast next year, the Harley and Josh Show, your music podcast by musicians. And thank you all for listening this year.
Yes, thank you.
We love you to bits.
I'll drink to that.
Bye.
Cheers.
Charles. Oh,